This is about to get juicy. 10 in, 10 out. They're singing Viva Ronaldo in Old Trafford. They're singing Viva Ronaldo to 10. 10's hearing them sing Viva Ronaldo after the interview. You know what I'm saying? You got the stuff with Sancho. You got the stuff with Anthony now. You have all of this negative energy around the club, in my opinion, that was once and should be still the biggest club in England. Definitely one of the biggest fan bases in the world. The team that makes some of the best money in the world is in a situation where they just lost 3-1 to Brighton. And I know we have to talk about it because I know people say, Skills, there's no way we're talking about 10 in and out when he just got third place. I get it. But we do have to talk about it because there was a time where they said in out for Arteta. There was a time even last year where some Liverpool fans questioned Klopp. Not many, but some people questioned Klopp. Not in a way where he was a bad manager, but in a way where, the performances aren't good no more. Is it getting to that point where maybe we have to switch managers? There was some people, not a lot, but there was talks of it. I heard them. We heard them. The whole world heard them. So we have to talk about it. Is there a situation where we think that maybe it's time for 10, right? And not because of losing 3-1 to Brighton, but because of the situation with Sancho, the situation with Cristiano Ronaldo, the situation with how Anthony's not really his fault, but the situation with the performances on the field. Because since this season started, there has been no performance on the field. And now you're looking in a few days of playing Bayern. And yeah, Bayern wasn't good this weekend either, but let's not get it twisted. When Champions League starts, the level of play rises. And you have a situation where you just lost 3-1 to Brighton in Old Trafford, and now you're going to play Bayern. And if it gets bad, if you end up getting smacked by Bayern, the confidence of this locker room is going to be in the mud. And that is scary this early in the season to lose 3-1 to Brighton, get smacked by Bayern. I'm hypothetically speaking, get smacked to Bayern. Bro, you're in a situation where you've lost Anthony due to whatever happened off the field issues. You done talk smack about Sancho. And you get smacked that could be tough, dude. It could be in a tough situation. Fans are already singing Viva Ronaldo, and 10 and Ronaldo didn't see eye to eye. So that's almost like a turning on the manager in a way. It's scary. It becomes very scary for Old Trafford and Manchester United and the fans. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's get into the juicy. Do I think it's time for in and out for 10? The truth is yes, but no, because when you got to be smart. When you replace a manager, when you fire a manager, there has to be a better one available. And yeah, Zidane's available, but he's not going to take the United job. Let's be honest. When Zidane takes a job again, it's going to be a job that's built. I don't think he's going to go into a building job. He's going to go into a job that's built, right? Like the French job, or maybe one day back at Madrid, or something built already, like a Bayern or something like that. That's me personally. I think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to step into we're in a rebuilding process. Let's do this. No, I think Zidane's taking a job, right? So who's available that's can do a better job than 10? Here's my problem with 10. I don't believe 10 knows how to deal with egos. Let me elaborate on that. Every single player, every single human being has an ego, okay? But some people have worse egos, like, you know what I mean? Just terrible egos, right? Some people are so egotistical that you don't even want to be around them. So every player has egos. So when I say ego, don't take it in a negative way. But Casemiro's won a bunch of Champions Leagues, okay? Bruno is the star he is, you know what I'm saying? And everybody knows how Bruno is. He gets very upset very quickly. Varane has won many, many things. Okay, so now you take these players and you bring them into the Manchester United, and you have a manager that when he was at Ajax, everyone played so well for him because players like Van de Beek and players like Martinez when he was there, and Malacia, I believe, was there, and Malacia was there, right? And then you had Anthony with you. These players weren't big in Europe yet. So when you tell them what to do and when you talk to them, it's a little bit different than the way you talk to Casemiro and Varane, and because those players might be a little bit different because they've been through more and they've accomplished a lot more, right? So I don't think 10 knows how to deal with egos in the locker room. I don't think he knows how to get the best out of players that have achieved so much in their career. I think he's better with players that aren't really known. Now, I could be fully wrong, and maybe I'm dumb for that, but when 10 was joined Manchester United, people promised 10 ball. I remember watching Ajax play with 10, and they looked insane. The way they passed, the way they pressed. I remember when Ronaldo was there, like, oh, Ronaldo can't play for 10 because he doesn't press. Brother, the whole team doesn't press. This team's not pressing. What do you mean this team is pressing? Yo, Brighton was passing the ball around the back in Old Trafford like they were Man City at some points. They were moving that ball, pop, 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 playing tiki-taka in the back. They don't press. What do you mean they pressing? I don't see it, you know? So we were all promised 10 ball, right? And that's not really happening. So I don't think he knows how to deal with the big ego players. And I'm not saying ego again, not in a bad way, just like players who've accomplished more. You know, when you start telling Casemiro, yo, boom, 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 and Casemiro's like, yo, but I done boom, 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 boom. And what are you saying? You know, the fans are starting to turn, it seems like, you know, when you know that Ronaldo and 10 had beef and you singing Viva Ronaldo when you're down 3-1 or 2-1, whatever time it was in the game. And if you don't believe me, I'm telling you the absolute truth. Now, I don't know if this is, fake, but if I could scroll up right here on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure this is today. You know, I was watching the game, but I didn't really. Yeah, it is today. Brighton, Manchester United, and they're singing Viva Ronaldo. Let me see what the score was and what time they were. This was when the game was 3-1. Yep, 3-1. You can see it right there, 3-1, and they're singing Viva Ronaldo. You know, that's the thing, man. That's a problem. You know, now you kind of letting 10 know, you know, listen, dude, all these things build up. And again, you got BAYERN in a couple days, the Anthony situation, you called out Sancho. You said Sancho has to be at this level every single to play at Manchester United. You got to be at this level. Losing 3-1 is not this level, 10. You got to be at this level, G. You know? So I don't know what happens. And United fans, look, I know a lot of y'all, oh, you're a United hater. Look, I'm not a United fan. I like watching United. I grew up watching United. I'm a Benfica fan. I'm a Benfica supporter. I like watching Manchester United. And it frustrates me when I see the club that I grew up watching dominate England and always play for the badge. I remember players would eat the grass for this club, you know? Players like Vidic and Rio and Nedved. I mean, Nedved, what are you doing, bro? Players like Rio and Evra, you know, these players would eat the grass for this club. You know what I'm saying? Like legit, Wayne Rooney, they would eat the grass for this club, bro. They were throwing their bodies into 50-50 tackles. They didn't care. They played for the badge. They played for the shirt. They played for the fans. And then I see this team and throwing their hands all around and not fighting, you know? And it's like, yo, man, like, I know the owners are to blame because they don't buy the right players. But at the end of the day, players like Bruno, Rashford, Casemiro, Martinez, you know, has built his name up at the club now. You have enough players to not lose 3-1 to Brighton at home. You do. You do. And a lot of people were like, skills. The problem in Manchester United is that away we're terrible. We just don't win games away. Well, look, I know you were on a crazy run at Old Trafford, but today, United were dogged. United were dogged today. Period. 3-0 at one point. Could have been 4-1 if Fati scores a 1-on-1. They were dogged. They were dogged. They got to sort it out. I don't know what 10 does next. I don't know what the answer is. But I can't even see a player on the market right now that saves this team. People could be like, oh, yeah, there's one. Look, man, like you could blame De Gea, you could blame Ronaldo, you could blame Harry Maguire, you could blame Sancho, you could blame Anthony. The problem is it's too much blaming. It's too much blaming of one player. It's too much blaming. The team's not performing. The team's not pressing. The team's not scoring goals. The team's not playing great football. The blame game got to end and performance has got to start. Are you 10 in? Are you 10 out? Let me know why, and let me know in the comments down below how you fix this club. Because you can't say sell, because the owners are the owners. And if they're not going nowhere, they're not going nowhere. You can't keep going to that. You feel me? You can't keep turning to that. You got to let that slide. How do you fix this club with what you have? Is it a new manager or different players? You saw like that. I think his name is the young kid that came in, Hannibal or something like that. I don't know. But this guy, wow, brought energy, great goal. You use players like that? You guys let me know, man. Hey, spin your boy skills. I want to know your thoughts, man. Get in the comments. Thanks for watching. 10 in, 10 out. It's getting juicy around the Premier League, and we're only 5 games in, bruh.